Oh, blessed love family, give thanks for your presence with us. Give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie the First, Honorable Priest Isaac here with you, representing the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge. We're talking about priestisaacinstitute.com. Definitely inviting you to visit our website and tune into Radio Anu. That is the international radio, the international flavor, the universal spice. I have something very important to speak about today. I'm talking about the new moon. I know that many of you out there, you definitely check on your astro guide. I like to call it astro misguide and your horrible scope. And this is the reason why. Because as usual, those who are considered astrologers, without really hitting on anyone, with all due respect, they always put the sun and the moon specifically, the moon in its travel, I should say, the new moon and the full moon, etc., in the wrong constellation. And I know exactly why. It's not a mystery to me. It's because astrologers are not necessarily astronomers and not directly linked up with the actual movement of the heavens and how the heavens constructs itself and reconstructs itself continually over time. The heavens is alive. You know, even a sidereal day is different than the solar day by 4 minutes. Every day it changes by 4 minutes. So that alone, and definitely every 2,160 years, you have a new cycle in the whole procession of the equinoxes, and these things changes. And of course, you would understand that the sun moves 1 degree every 72 years. So all of these things adjust the time and the space. So when we say, for example, this new moon was in the constellation of Libra, it was not in the constellation of Libra. Almost every astrologer will tell you that the new moon was in the constellation of Libra. I can prove to you without a shadow of a doubt, pardon me, that the new moon was in the constellation, and even to this time, still in the constellation of Virgo. All right. And this is why, you know, we offer astronomy classes. You see, these astronomy classes that you hear us speak about, designed for the young children, a lot of big people should take them as well. You don't need to be ashamed, because in all honesty, our international homeschool classes, for those of you who do not know, we do have an international homeschool program right here at the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge, where we cover at this moment African heritage and astronomy. Myself, I'm certified in the field of archaeoastronomy, you know, and even before I got those certifications, I already had a good understanding of the whole, you know, astronomical clock. And again, in the field of astrology, as it's referred to as, you know, there is that missing pin where they're not up to date with the actual movement of the astronomical clock. And that's basically what it is. So we definitely offer a very comprehensive and packed program, I would say, that lasts for the full academic year, approximately 10 months. And how it is designed is a real homeschool program where you get the class emailed to you each and every day. And the class is designed, again, with the young ones in mind. So it's not too extensive, not going to draw them out. Very creative, you know, a lot of movements, a lot of graphics, letting them understand the different stars, the different planets, you know, the constellations. And I mean, trust me, they will come out of this being able to point to the stars and show you mommy and daddy or whoever, look at Venus here and look at that constellation there, etc. and etc. And they will tell you that the moon is not in Libra, but the moon is in Virgo. And also remember our African heritage aspect of it. I always say, if you want your child to definitely have a greater appreciation for the African heritage, I'm sure you're doing a good job. But trust me, this won't hurt at all. I know for a fact that your young ones, it could be child or children, will have a greater appreciation, what we say appreciate love, for their African heritage, their Afrocentricity, after they finish or complete this course. They don't even have to complete it. After the first couple classes, they will start to have a strong appreciation for their Afrocentricity. So really, again, over 140 classes designed with the children in mind. I repeat, your children will definitely love it. And we had a special offer that should have come to an end on the 27th day of September, but we decided to continue the offer. So it's still going on for a very limited time. You know, if you want more information as it relates to that special offer, you could just contact us via the website. Just visit us, priestIsaacInstitute.com. The link is in this video itself. And you can also email us the very same, priestIsaacInstitute, no apostrophe S's at all, at gmail.com to get more information. You will also even be in a position to get, you know, a sneak preview on the classes, so you know exactly what you're getting when you enroll into the class. You could pay monthly. The original price was $50 per month, which would really bring you to $500 for the academic year. And we brought that down to $300 as a special, and we brought it down to $200, and we're keeping it there for a limited time. So it's $30 a month or $200 for the whole year. Every day you get in the class, and eBooks and programs to do, and many other different things. So it's something you definitely delight in, and your young ones will definitely delight in as well. Just contact us, as I said, for more information. But for me to show you what I want to show you, I'm going to have to come out of that space here and carry you to this space here. Okay, let me make sure that I'm sharing this with you. Can everyone see? And since I mentioned sharing, can you share this video for me? I'm sure you can. You just share it on your website, share it on your wherever, Facebook, Instagram, whatever the case is. You could share it and make someone know what you're observing here. So basically, this is it. If you're into any sort of, you know, readings, and especially astrological signs and so on, cards and these different things, at this moment, all the professionals, all the experts, I would say, will be telling you that the new moon was in the constellation of Libra. Am I right or am I right? Of course, I'm correct. That's what they say. Now, this is not something new to me, you know. Basically, this is something that I address from time to time, because in astrology, they always have the new moon and the full moon, like sometimes two constellations away from where the moon really is. Now, let me just prove my point before I even try to explain the dilemma here. Now, today being the 7th of October, we still glorify the coronation of Rastafari. This is a space app as such, astronomical app by the name of Stellarium. And let me just show you how it works here. What I'm going to do, this is, you see the date here, the 7th of October, basically, around this time, yes. And what we're going to do, we are going to take the darkness, okay? So we brought ourselves into total darkness. So you're seeing the sun up here next to Mars and Mercury, etc., etc. And you see the moon there. So the new moon was basically the 6th. So let us just change the date to the 6th. So you notice the moon is right there with the sun. That's really what happens on the new moon. The moon is with the sun. On a full moon, the moon is at the total opposite, you know, side of the sky, 180 degrees as it relates to the sun. That's just natural astronomy. Okay, wonderful. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the lines to identify the constellations. Good. So this is the constellation of Virgo. In fact, let me let the Earth disappear. There you go. All of this you can do on this app. And also for those who may be, you know, not too versed with the constellations, I'm going to put the figures up. These are basically the Greek renditions of, you know, the constellation. Okay, let me remove this here, which is the date, so we have a clearer view. All right. Now, this is the constellation of Libra. And this is the Scorpio constellation here. All of these constellations are in the zodiac belt. basically the elliptic of the sun, the zodiac belt, or the ecliptic, which is the elliptic of the sun. Now, the moon has its own elliptic as well, and so does the planets. Now, listen to me good, family. The ecliptic belt, or the zodiac belt, which is, of course, Virgo, Leo, Libra, Pisces, Gemini, Capricorn. Many of you have been born under these signs that I just mentioned, plus the other signs. What else did I leave out? Pisces, Aries, Taurus. You're right. These are the zodiac belt constellations. The sun actually goes through these constellations one per month. So the sun actually has a movement that it travels through the constellation. Now, the same thing with the moon. The moon visits these constellations, but the movement of the moon is swifter than the sun. Every 2-3 nights, the moon might find itself in another constellation, but the sun will take a whole month to move from one constellation to the other. So, for example, this is the 6th of October. Are you watching this? The sun and the moon, the 6th of October. All right, let's just bring back up the date here. Now, this is the 7th of October. You see the moon has moved a bit. It's still in the constellation of Virgo. This is today. The moon is still in the constellation of Virgo. But this is the 8th of October. The moon is going very close to the constellation of Libra. Bam. Then you go to the 9th. There you see the moon inside the constellation of Libra. What I'm saying is that when the moon was full on the 6th, it was not in Libra. It was in the constellation of Virgo. Now I'm trying to show you, family, that this is very important because this is astronomy. This is not astrology as such. And now listen to me good. The concept of where the moon is at a specific time and where planets are and what constellation they're in. And if you were born when the sun was rising or when the sun was going down, I honestly think that all of this is very important. In fact, it is because I know it is so important why I'm doing this video. Because you will say, okay, the new moon is in Libra. And then you're going to explain that Libra means balance, and then Libra means justice, and then Libra means something else. So that means at this time, you should be looking for the energy that Libra gives. Now, I'm not denying that Libra has that energy, especially when it's with the new moon, full moon, whatever moon. I will never deny that. But when your astronomical clock is off, and you're telling people that the new moon is in Libra when the new moon is really in Virgo, then you're going to give them the wrong message. Maybe the new moon in Virgo means something else, because Virgo is the woman that is impregnated with life. She's given birth to that new moon. It could be symbolic of new beginning, not necessarily balance, but a new beginning, because the sun, keep in mind, you know, this is going into October. You have to remember we're just coming out of what is known as the spring equinox, no, the fall equinox in the northern hemisphere. Equal day and night. And the sun is still going through the constellation of Virgo. I think everyone knows that the sun is still going through the constellation of Virgo. So the new moon cannot be in a different constellation than the sun. I will repeat, the new moon cannot be in a different or separate constellation from the sun, because the new moon means that the moon is right there next to the sun, and the sun is still in the constellation of Virgo. So when the astrologers and all of them do this, go on YouTube, go on Facebook, go and Google it, all the astrologers, every one of them will tell you that the moon, the new moon, is in Libra. And then when the full moon comes, they're going to tell you it's in something else where it's really not. And again, it's not that I'm bewildered, I'm trying to figure it out. I know why. Because they're using some old astrological sheets from 700-800 years ago, medieval time, when they were carving out the heavens. It may have been for that time, but the heavens has moved. Again, the sun moves 1 degree. The sun moves 1 degree every 72 years. The sun moves 1 degree every 72 years. So at the same time, with understanding, you have to look at the whole science again of the precession of the equinoxes. 2,160 years, the sun's governing power as it relates to the equinox on the 21st day of March moves from one constellation to the other. And all of this takes time. It's like watching your hair grow. It's growing, but you're not noticing how it's moving. So that's how it is with the heavens. The sun, everything is alive. Nothing stays the same. So the astrologers are really using, look at that, watch that, beautiful. You see, that's live and direct. That's live, that shooting star is natural. All of it is embedded in the stellarium. So family, not trying to hit on no one who deals with the stuff. Just take your time and observe it a bit better. You don't have to just take my word. Look into what I say, because there's a natural study out there, you know, and I'm not just saying this because I'm using a computer app, my family. I can read the stars. I'm using this to show you. I can go out and read the stars. Even when the sun is up, I could tell you what constellation is here, there, and where. So, you know, please don't be offended at all with that statement. But the point I'm trying to make is that I know exactly what's taking place in the heavens, you know. So give thanks. And that is why, once again, I would encourage you to get yourself into the international homeschool. Yes, designed for the young ones in mind, but I do say, you know, I mean, even those who are not too young, whether you're 9 or, you know, 19, whatever the case is, I think the international homeschool program is something that could do you very good, you know, even if it's not for your young ones, for sure. It gives you a better grip, a better understanding of astronomy itself. So all you got to do is visit the website, PreciseInstitute.com. The website is in the link. And of course, when you visit the website, there's so many things to see when you come to our international website, so many vibrations to look at. You know, remember Radio Anu, remember Redemption Healing, remember to visit the shops, all of our events. There's so many things, our video page as well. You definitely, our video library, very important. You definitely need to, you know, check in and see what is going on here on the international flavor, the universal spice. Holy Emmanuel, I, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari, blessed love.